Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to Vibing with Julzz. My name is Julietta Raoul, and I am your host. And this is the world of entrepreneurship. Our guest today, her name is Margaret Daniel. She is the president of the St. Lucia Calgary Cultural Association. Margaret, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Nice to have you here. So, tell us about your little venture with being the president of the association.
President of the association. Well, in the history of St. Lucia Association, we've been around since 1987.
Whoa.
But, I'm only the third president. We had a very long-standing president, excellent, set a great sort of foundation for the current bricks I stand on today. And then we had another president for a very short period of time. And I'm on my 6th year as the president of the St. Lucia Calgary Cultural.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm very grateful that they see confidence in me to lead them in this next little, as the world is today. So here I am.
So one little tidbit, I've mentioned it on one of the prior episodes. I am also from St. Lucia. So
Really? Oh, wow.
So we're fellow citizens of,
Yeah.
the same beautiful little island.
Yes, yes.
And, it's been quite such a world of discovery, moving here and learning so much. There's so many, oh my goodness, misconceptions and, maybes and what ifs,
Right.
in just leaving home,
Right.
to come to a new country, and you meet a lot of those. And so with the associations, and it's always nice to know the association that you're affiliated with from every country or island that, an individual comes from with immigration. What is the biggest challenge you see with moving and, say, for example, jobs versus entrepreneurship?
Right. First of all, I'd like to say how proud I am of you. What a journey. You've had a
Thank you.
journey, girl. From the beginnings to, being a business owner now, you've led, you're what we want. That's what Canada wants for immigration.
Thank you.
They want you to come in here as as an educated immigrant and provide business and entrepreneurship and commerce and continue to grow. And you've done it. You've done it. You've done everything Canada has asked you to do. So bravo,
Thank you.
bravo.
Thank you.
The challenges, as I've said many times, there are many challenges that face Black entrepreneurship. Number one is a lot of times people don't know the opportunities that are out there. What's available? How do I get the startup funding or capital for my great idea? That's a big hurdle. Another thing is most of our Black businesses are sole proprietors. There's like one person, your bottle washer, chief entrepreneur, accountant, HR. You don't have a time to really sit and grow your business
True.
because you're in survival mode in the business. And a third big thing that affects Black entrepreneurship in Canada, and it's seldom talked about, is the health. Racism, discrimination affects the health of a majority of Black
Indeed.
people in Canada. And so whether you have high blood pressure, hypertension, kidney disease, there are a lot of things that as a first-generation immigrant Canadian, because you're so busy, driving the economy, you don't really have that time to look after and guard your health like someone perhaps who isn't. So there are many factors that, kind of limit entrepreneurship for Black Canadians in Canada.
That touches on so many different areas, because a lot of it, most times when you have individuals migrate, their focus is on just trying to make that money. And they forget who's making that money. It's me. Who's starting that business? It's me. Who's looking for the job? It's me. Who has the experience? So until you take care of me, what are you gonna give? How long are you gonna give? And what condition is your health to be able to give that? And I'm so glad that we're able to bring up conversations like those just to build that awareness.
Definitely. This is a very special time in Canadian history. 50 years I've been in Canada. It's the first time I've seen any government invest in Black entrepreneurship. First time ever. So so am I telling you quit your job? No, absolutely not. But now's the time to lean into your side hustle. now's the time. Now's the time to grow your side hustle. Now's the time to look for those resources to grow that part of it. But at the same time, like you said, we're driving the economy. There are limits and barriers that still need to be broken down for the playing field to be equalized so everybody has an opportunity to do well in Canada. We've seen what happens with immigrant businesses. Look at yourself, being able to hire people so that they can start their journey as well. That's huge. To be a Black entrepreneur and have more than 2 people working that business, that's a success. And it's rare. Sadly to say, it's rare. But this, stats and surveys show us that you're not the norm. And it's so important. And as these Black businesses, they're like the incubators. They're the community hubs, community well-being. I can remember as a child going to the grocery store with my mom, the Black grocery store, going to the hairdresser, going to the barber shop. These are connectivities of the community. And you're going to see one of the things as the president, I also sit on the Caribbean Presidents Association.
Awesome.
And one of the things you'll see as we come together to celebrate Black History Month, we're going to celebrate those Black businesses who became the community connectors. So you're not just a business, you're an opportunity for my Canadian children to see children that look like them.
True.
For me, a chance to catch up, to learn about where I can get food, to learn about other business, other people. So there's more to it, how important the Black businesses are to the community. That's why their survival is critical. And that's why we have to look at it, take a holistic approach and look at not only the health, the barriers, the financial stress, all of the things that lead to limits of that space, that we've got to kind of change our perspective. And that's where I sit now as a long-standing community association, 1987.
Wow.
We're more, those associations nowadays, for those of you who haven't been around for a long time and check this out, we're not just about frying chicken anymore.
No.
We still celebrate our culture.
Yes.
For a lot of people, it looks like a party, but it's actually my culture. But we now want to be more of a little bit of everything to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that there are young families, there are students who want to go to school, there are businesses who want to learn at a very quick glance. Mm-hmm. And also what we are working on with the St. Lucia Calgary Cultural Association, we're looking to add to as a value add to our association, our website, to have a business incubator. Not only, I should say a business index where you can, if I'm looking for a hair salon, I can just quickly go and boom, there's all these salons, and that's missing. We have all of these wonderful small businesses ideas out there that are doing very well that we don't know about.
Because the thing is, there's a network, but there are so many gaps in there, and we want to start closing in on that gap. And that is my passion. For me, it's, I couldn't have done this until I improved my individual self and then improve in my business, because then I can add to the community. And so to be able to inspire entrepreneurs, no matter what your field, and even those who choose not to do the entrepreneurial journey, because it's okay to not be the boss, but you can be the part of a team. You can be, you can be one that's contributing in your own way in so many aspects of it. Earlier on, you did mention that, you're not asking them to quit a job, because some people feel, oh, I need to quit a job, I need to do this. If side hustle is not your thing, don't do it. But it doesn't mean there isn't a place for you also outside of your 9-to-5 job. And so there are so many areas in community that we can contribute, we can lift, we can be a part of that. And even just knowing, being able to create that network and awareness to say, these are all of those that are available. This is where you can go find them. I need my head done. What are my options? Mm-hmm. As opposed to just feeling that you're always with one. If you want one, that's okay. But there should be options just in case, different cases. You understand? And small things like that. The grocery stores, groceries is so expensive. We're talking about, inflation and all of those aspects. But within the community too, we want to support our, community grocers, because culturally, there are certain things we need to be who we are. That kitchen has to have, that goat and your dasheen, stuff like that. These things are important. Right. But also knowing those resources are there.
Right.
And we have to let them know, don't be afraid, reach out to us, call somebody, send a comment or something to say, hey, I'm looking for this, and we can connect you, because it grows the association also. So that way, what's needed, what is required, because not everything is just stated in I am the president. The community also needs to reach out and say, hey, can I get this done? And these suggestions help also for you to be better at what you do.
Right, absolutely. And what's new and has changed some way back in the day, we're out of those silos. The idea that if I'm Jamaican, I'm over here. If I'm Nigerian, I'm over. We're out of those silos now. We work together for the good of the community, all of
Yes.
us together. Uh, one of the things, think about yourself if you were a young mother and you wanted to connect with other young black mothers. We want to make those connectivities and bring people together. That sort of social health, social well-being is huge now. And we now know, since, post George Floyd, how critical it is that we stay connected. And that sort of shared history, shared vulnerability, shared health, shared resources, shared ideas, how critical it's becoming. So, as I said, as a president for an association now, it's about community wellness. And that's the shift, and that's the change you're going to see as we continue in the world that we're in today. Black business entrepreneurship, I can tell you, I come across, because now that we have, a page where we say, hey, here's an opportunity for you to link with like-minded people, and they're all over the place, and people have ideas. And even if you have an idea, maybe you don't want to take it to fruition, but maybe that you want to connect with somebody who might be doing something. Maybe you're a builder, maybe you're a fence builder, and you build really well, and you'd love to partner with someone to bring my idea. Or maybe you cook. Maybe you cook really well. I myself am always looking for someone to cook for me, I can tell you.
Too busy to do that.
You're too busy to do that.
Yes.
The traditional foods, you want to keep, those type of things going and whatnot, or the culture, or we just recently celebrated Creole Day. That what I'm finding with Black History and Creole Day, the young people born in Canada, they are very much interested in those things. Those are some of our biggest and most well-attended events. They're very much interested in that.
Let's talk about Creole Day for a minute. Creole Day is always been, one of the things that after you've moved here, you lose the original,
Yeah.
like that I'm in St. Lucia, or I'm in, whatever island or wherever I'm at. It's not the same. But what we fail to realize, I'm Creole.
Yeah.
And wherever I am, Creole Day, I bring it with me. And it took me a while to think that way.
Right.
Because, a lot of us, we move and it's like, I'm not home no more, I miss home. But we're home. Everything that you've brought. So Creole Day, just getting everybody together.
Right.
And I really wanted to make it to the last one. And my schedule was like, I don't think so. Yeah. And that's all right. But then it also introduces our culture to our kids who are born here, who never were able to get up to know that that's what's happening today in St. Lucia or another island, right?
Right, absolutely.
So what's different about the original one home to here? What do you feel? What makes up for that?
Well, as one of the things that is different, from the St. Lucia Calgary Cultural perspective, this year we did something different. We partnered with Haiti.
Oh, nice.
We partnered with Haiti to celebrate our shared French culture. Dominica, Martinique, Haiti, St. Lucia. French-speaking Caribbean people.
Nice.
Yeah, so one of the things, so you wouldn't see that back home. You wouldn't see a collaboration. But you know what?
True.
Calgary starting that filtered across Canada. Toronto reached out to me, Toronto, St. Lucia, and said, hey, you know what? We took your idea. We joined with Dominique and Haiti and had Creole Day. They had a big church service. And they and one thing that's different, we celebrate it now through the month. We celebrate it from the month. We like to kick it off in the end of September. And then throughout the month, different people in the community pop up and have different events. And then Toronto celebrated it throughout the month as well and joined with different groups, and they thought it was a wonderful idea. So that's something that's changing. We're modernizing these events now, Julie.
I like that.
It's a modern touch and twist now. Yes, it's still traditional, but as we grow and as we change in this new land, you're going to see it look a little different. So you're not losing it, it's changing, it's evolving. I like to say that we're modernizing Creole Day.
I love that. And that's the thing about evolution.
Yeah.
You're not changing who you are. You're just adding on it and improving, because even with the modern times that are here, we have to take that and implement it into everything. Tradition doesn't mean it doesn't change. The meaning of it stays the same. The cultural basis is always there, but there's nothing wrong with modernizing it. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can definitely say I can promise you, next Creole Day, I'll be with our guest. Would you like to return?
Absolutely.
And we will be here in our cultural way.
Wow. Wait until you
Because I think that is something we can definitely line up.
Absolutely. Very quickly.
Yes.
Very quickly. Very
And I like that, it's just being able to add the different elements to it with the different islands.
Right.
And it's just knowing that we are people.
right. We are.
That's what community is.
That's what community is. That's what we're here for. We're here to
Yes.
help each other. And as I said, it doesn't matter where you come from. And that's what's different is that when we got here, you're too busy working and driving the economy. You didn't really get that, as soon as you saw someone, you kind of clung to them. And then for a period of time there, I would say in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a split apart.
Mm-hmm.
But then we realized those silos didn't work. We need to, especially when it comes to Black-led organizations and entrepreneurship, the collective is where the success is.
Yes, it is.
That's where the success is when we join with different groups. I would love to even have reach out next year to more the Congo and Singhalese because they're French speaking as well.
Yes,
speak
they
the Creole.
are.
They speak the Creole. So let's get together
I
and
like that.
have a shared Creole celebration. Yeah.
Congratulations on just the idea, the
thank you.
implementation of
Thank
it, and
you.
to be able to grow it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the resources that are available to immigrants who would just say someone just arrived here and they figure, you know what, I was, say for example, a carpenter back home, right? And then I come here, I'm very good at my trade, I'm just looking for a job, but systematically there isn't a place, that's set up for a carpenter to migrate and say, I'm just going to get a job.
Right.
But they have the options. And then what conversation do we have with them to say how to go about exploring their options?
Right. So, I'm a big fan of mentorship. This is one of the things that as our association grows, this is one of the things I want to lean into, is there are Caribbean people who have been here for 50 years.
Sure.
Who have connections and know people who can help you on your journey. I don't know, for some reason, Caribbean people are very private people.
That's true.
Our success is a secret. I don't know why. Our success is a secret, and I don't know why. That we really have to change that mindset. We really have to step into our success and become mentors for the people behind us. We've had teachers and principals and doctors. They're all available, and they are willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
They are willing to help you on your journey. But the thing is, everything's a secret. Nobody wants to ask. So but your association is a good place to start. Because as I said, a lot of these associations, the St. Lucia one, we've got accountants. We've got a lot of small business entrepreneurs in this association. We're tiny little, you'd think, 122,000 people, of which they count my mother, who lives in Canada. She makes up that total.
True.
But there are a lot of business owners and doctors and PhDs and people out there who have resources and who have connections to help you on your journey. And I think your failure to ask for help, that's another thing we don't do. Our success is a secret, and we never want to ask for help.
It was my biggest crippling factor before I really allowed myself to reach out. I've been told, why are you going to tell anybody what you want to do? Just keep it to yourself. I've literally been, have that said to me. And so, and another, it's like we feel, I don't think it's insecurity on an individual basis. I think it's almost like something that has been taught from times. Keep to yourself what you're doing, right? And just let them see. But how are we supposed to grow community if we keep it to ourselves? And that is for sure one of our most crippling factors is that secret. Who you are cannot be taken away from you. I had to learn that, right? What you're doing, how you do it, that is your own handprint,
Right.
right? As God give every one of us our gifts, as you do it, somebody else may like your idea, but they will have their own touch on the idea. They cannot rob you of who you are and what you have to give to the community. I love mentoring. I love telling somebody else, hey, this is where you can get that. Hey, these are the places you can get access to this. Because what I'm doing is in my mind. Whatever you learn from me now is what I've already thought of maybe last year. As long as you're evolving, you're able to help somebody
Right.
and help them with their own journey. So we want that empowerment too.
Right.
So let's try and nullify that secret.
That the secret, absolutely. And as myself, as an auntie now out there in the world,
Nice.
I think it's very important to show young women that, hey, you know what, you're going to make it through.
Yep.
Don't worry so much. But there'll be twists and turns and bends in
Oof.
the road. There'll be times you'll have to walk that journey on your knees. But I'm telling you, you're going to get up and you're going to move forward. But yes, in terms of there are lots of resources in the community. You know, people say, oh, I'm afraid to share my idea. Someone will steal it. People, there's lots out there. There's enough for you, for me, for him, for her. There's lots out there. You fry chicken, I fry chicken, everybody fries chicken. It's okay. There's lots for everyone out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got mine. You go get yours. There's lots.
There is.
Yeah. And there's a scarcity mentality that has to change as well.
That's true.
Because there's strength in numbers. Combining our resources to move forward is huge. And yeah, so if we can just change that mindset, you know, it'll be a different journey moving forward. You're going to see it differently. You're going to see people coming together and collaborating more. Oh, you know, it's not people always say, oh, you know, someone took my idea, you know, because I, you know, as the president, I run into I see people out in the community doing so many things because they tell me and I meet them and they say, well, you know, this was my idea and now somebody else. It doesn't matter. Keep doing your idea because you've got a million ideas. If you're of an entrepreneurial nature, as I sit here with you, Julie, you have 20 million more ideas. I know that because that's your nature. This is just the tip of it. When you meet an entrepreneur, someone of that ilk, they're moving the needle no matter what.
And the thing is, I always say creativity has no bounds.
Exactly.
And so if you're allowing somebody else to cripple you, then, you know, you need to seek in yourself what your weakness is.
Right, yeah. You're not
Don't
moving,
don't follow your weaknesses.
Yeah, move forward.
Pursue your strength.
Don't stop, you know, to turn your head looking left, right. Keep moving forward.
That's right.
So type thing. So as I said, there are resources in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to, if you see someone in a position that you would like, don't be afraid to, you know, ask them, how did you get here? You know, what advice can you give me? But a lot of people, they'll sit there and they'll say, well, oh, I went someplace. I came to Canada. I had a successful barbershop in Canada, let's say Cashews. And I'm going to use this example because for our Creole Day, we brought out Pan by Suzanne.
Mm-hmm.
And her father is the story. He's a golf pro in Toronto, but he was a barber throughout most of his life.
Wow.
He gave me his card where he was a barber in Cashews at 14, and then he was a barber in Toronto for the better part of 20, 30 years. And then he retired to become a golf pro, teaching children. His passion is golf. And so the journey, like what a wealth of knowledge and information this man will be. So, as I said, a lot of people that go, oh, someone told me, no, I can't be a barber in Canada. I'd have to, leave my job that I need to support my family and go to school full time, and I can't afford to do that. There are ways to do it. Ask somebody.
True.
Ask somebody who's done it. How did he become a barber in Canada? He was a barber in St. Lucia. There are rules and regulations. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But so you have to ask. But I find if they get one no, they quit.
And you can't, because you will get 5,000 no's to that one yes that matters.
That matters.
And I am a testimony to that. And it's not that you've tried the wrong people. It's just making you understand the path that's not yours. And the path that's right they're rarities, because it is not easy.
No.
So that no should not stop you. Right. It just means I tried the wrong way. Let me try again. Mm-hmm. And you keep trying. But in that trial, you learn. Mm-hmm. You learn things about yourself. In that trial, you learn It's okay.
Off my head.
In that trial, you learn things about yourself. You learn what not to do, until you get to the point, nothing is flawless.
No, no.
Nothing is flawless. Something will always have a kink, a disruption. If you're planning a life of perfectionism as an entrepreneur, forget it. The challenges are going to come, and that's where you start to learn about people. You start to learn about yourself the most. But you will realize the most there is to learn is within you. So you have to allow those journeys, Mm-hmm. I am so excited and proud of you. We've known each other for quite a while. And to be able to be having these conversations now, it's an evolution.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And all of that, to be able to know that sometimes in the path of growing, whether it be entrepreneurship or as an employee or as a collaborator, don't be afraid to venture out, right? Ask questions. Nobody knows all the answers, but how are you going to know if you don't ask?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I just want people, as I said, is now's the time. Don't give up your dreams. A lot of people, and do the work, do the research. A lot of people think it's not magic. Julzz can tell you she didn't get here by being a slacker. You got to do the work, and not every day has been sunshine and roses. I take it.
Oh no!
So if I could tell young people that don't give up that dream. And a lot of young people talk about, I want to be an entrepreneur. I really like real estate. That I just had a young man approach me. I really like real estate, and I said, well, what are you doing now? He's working in a field. I said, what about if you want to be grassroots? Why don't you work for someone who's doing that already? Why don't you, if you want to be a landscaper, why not try to leave that job and go and become a landscaper, work for a landscaper? Nine times out of 10, 20 years of landscaping, most landscapers want to retire in a hurry, and they basically almost give away their equipment at the end of that journey.
That's true.
Type thing. So if you want to get to X and you're currently sitting in D, you realize there's some hoops and things you need to jump to. So look at what you want to do. And who knows, you might get to that place and not even like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you got to pivot again. So be flexible in the approach. That would be one of my key things. Be flexible in the approach. I always, one of the main things I'll say to people who ask me, what was your journey to where I am today? One of the things I've had to do is I've had to learn to listen. And I've had to learn to take criticism. And not always easy, either one.
Never is.
But I'm telling you, that's your growth. That's your growth. The journey isn't easy, but it's worth it. And remember helping people, helping your community. When people say, oh, I was so depressed and sad and da-da-da-da. If you go back to Mother Teresa, she said, servitude to the community is your joy and whatnot. So very often, finding the joy in volunteerism, getting out, supporting your community, not being afraid to take risks, and asking, I'm the first to ask people in a position where I want to be, how did you get here? What was your journey? How did, whatnot? It's not a secret. Share your knowledge. Get out there.
Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. It's definitely one of the things that I had to learn to be okay opening up to say, don't be shut up, because if you shut up, you're not sharing that wealth of knowledge. And every journey is unique, but every journey is a wealth of knowledge, and you never know who's watching. You never know who you're leading, unbeknownst to you. You understand? So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
It was absolute joy having you here.
Yes. And you heard Julie said, she said she'll be at Creole Day. Okay.
Oh, I love Creole Day.
Yes. I love Creole Day.
We want to thank you for joining us today on this episode. Thank you again, Margaret Daniel, the president of the St. Lucia Calgary Cultural Association, for joining us.
Thank you.
And don't
Can I
forget,
do a shameless promotion before? I'm just reminding the
yes,
community the first Saturday in March, the Caribbean Presidents Association of Calgary will be celebrating Black History Month. So keep a lookout for that. We are going to be, of course, showcasing our Black businesses, the community connectors.
oh, there we go.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, so do come out and support.
Definitely. So remember, leave your comments, your suggestions. If you want to share your story and you would like to also be a guest, you can reach out and send us a message also. My name is Julieta Raul, and I am your host. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget, excel with us or get out of our way. Have yourself a wonderful day.